Hello there. Welcome to my YouTube channel, DireGoth 003. This is my second channel. My first channel got deleted for copyright strikes yesterday at 11:59 a.m. I woke up to that email and that was pretty upsetting because I had a Mike Tyson tribute video on there with like 55,000 views or like 50,000 views or 40,000. It was like 30,000. It was something like that. So it was a channel with 159 subscribers. I had a Mike Tyson tribute video. It was like a little edit with like, I think 35,000 views or 40,000, 42,000. It was somewhere between 33,000 to 45,000. It was nice. I was really excited when I put that video out because it took me like an hour and a half to make. And then I was so excited, the views were jumping and jumping every single day. Within 8 months, it reached 35,000 views, I believe. But the channel got deleted for copyright strikes. So now I got this new channel, and I had the other channel for 3.5 years. I did gaming videos for like a year and a half, and then I deleted all those, and then I transitioned to MMA and boxing, and did like predictions and fight, like just all these sports stuff, like boxing edits, MMA edits, UFC edits, interviews. I'd upload clips of interviews and like state my opinion, and it's frustrating having a channel that I've had for 3.5 years get deleted. But today we are going to go over the December 2nd Austin, Texas Moody Center UFC Fight Night card, and we're going to go with the main card because the prelims, the only people I know on the prelims, I don't know any of these people except Miesha Tate and Clay Guida. I got Miesha Tate and Clay Guida by a second round submission. I'm not going to explain why, I just do. Simple as that. Okay, starting with Khalil Roundtree versus Azamat. I've never heard of this guy. Who in their mom named this guy Azamat? What is that? Murzakanov? Azamat Murzakanov? I'm honestly just gonna skip over this real quick. Khalil Roundtree, second round knockout. I'm not surprised if he gets in the first round. I've watched Khalil Roundtree's fights, his past 3 or 4 fights, and he has amazing striking. Some of the best Muay Thai I have seen in UFC history. And that might be controversial. I think he's top 5 Muay Thai strikers in UFC history, and he's only ranked number 11. My top 5 Muay Thai strikers in UFC history would probably be, number 1 is Edson Barboza. Edson Barboza. There's Piotr Yan, Jose Aldo. Khalil Roundtree is definitely up there. I'd say top 5 or top 6. Moving on, Dustin versus this guy. I don't know either of them. I've never seen their fights. But I'm going with Dustin. I don't know why. Just because. Now, Sean Brady versus Kevin Gastelum. This will be an interesting fight. I will say Sean Brady is the better boxer. Kevin Gastelum is the better kickboxer. The grappling would have to go to Kevin, obviously. And Sean Brady's an up-and-comer. He's young, He's up there. He's trying to make his way in the UFC, pave some rankings, trying to get up there. He's ranked number 9. Kevin's number 11 in the welterweight. Kevin keeps going between middleweight and welterweight, so I'm not surprised he's so low. But Kevin's the better grappler, better jiu-jitsu. Sean Brady is young. He's up and coming. Kevin is aging. But I think Sean Brady it's one of those things where he's good, but he's just too young to not have that experience. I don't think Sean Brady wins. I mean, he could win. This possibility. This is mixed martial arts we are talking about. It's a coin toss on a good day and a bad day. Who would have thought that Justin Gaethje would knock out Dustin Poirier with a head kick? Who knew that Leon Edwards would get beat for 29 minutes in a row just to beat Kamaru Usman by a head kick and then beat him 48-47, 48-46 in a rematch? Who knew that Khamzat Chimaev would beat Usman on short notice, considering a lot of people thought Usman would win? Who knew You know that Alexander Volkanovski would get head kicked into the Shadow Realm Oblivion by Islam Makhachev. I was hoping Alex would win by decision, and when I saw that pay-per-view live, and I was not expecting him to get head kicked into Oblivion. What I'm trying to say is it's a coin toss. It's 50-50. I expect Kevin to win by a decision, maybe a second round submission if he can wear him out in the first, maybe a first round submission if he gets lucky, and because Brady's grappling is not bad, but it's not on the level of Kevin Gastelum. I would go Kevin Gastelum by round 2 submission. Rob Font versus Figueiredo. Figueiredo is more powerful. Rob Font's more technical. Davison has the better grappling. He could submit him, Rob Font. I honestly might have to go with Figueiredo round 1 knockout. I'm gonna bet on that. I'm gonna bet some money on that. I bet 100% Figueiredo wins this fight. Okay, maybe not 100%. I'm not that confident. But Rob Font has good boxing. I think Figueiredo is the tougher guy. He hits harder for sure. We're talking about someone who weighs like 150 and would cut down to 125. Now he's at 135, and now he's not cutting as much weight. And it's only 10 more pounds, but 10 pounds is quite a bit. And that power is going to transition, and he's probably bulking up as well. I want to say bulking, because he weighs like 150 outside of camp, so he's cutting down, but he's probably getting more muscle versus losing it at 125. Now he's at 135. Him at 135 will be, I think, hit harder, if not maybe hit the same power as 125. I honestly think Figueiredo wins by knockout. I would say round 2, round 1, but Rob Font is a guy that's hard to finish. You know, Corey couldn't do it for 5 rounds, but granted, Corey was a little injured. Took Cheeto Marlon Vera 5 rounds to beat him. So round 3, Figueiredo. No, not round 3. Round 1 or round 2, knockout by Figueiredo. Moving on to lightweight bout. Bobby Green versus Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, I think his leg kicks. He's gonna chop the legs of Bobby Green. Bobby Green's the better boxer, but I think Dan Hooker is just gonna dog him out. I think for 3 rounds, Bobby Green is gonna get dog walked. I'm counting a dominant decision. I just have a strong feeling Dan Hooker is gonna dominate Bobby Green. So I'm gonna go with Bobby Green by. No, I'm gonna go with Dan Hooker dominant decision win over Bobby Green 3 rounds. I won't be surprised if Bobby Green wins. He pulls out a knockout in round 1 or 2, or maybe even round 3 when they're slugging it out. I just think that Dan Hooker is levels above Bobby Green. I wouldn't say a dominant decision. Maybe I'm tweaking. But I would say definitely a good decision. I say a close decision. But I still think Dan Hooker is levels above. He's fought better competition. Definitely has a better resume. Even his losses are better resume than Bobby Green's best wins, in my opinion. I think Dan Hooker is levels above, and I think he's going to show that for 3 rounds and win a decision. Main event, Beneil Dariush versus Arman Tsarukyan. Grappling wise, if we look at the styles, they're both fighters who know how to grapple and they both know how to strike. Beneil Dariush, let's look at this like sport by sport a little bit. If we look at the jiu-jitsu of each guy, because this is MMA, we mix everything up, so I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive. Beneil Dariush competed in jiu-jitsu tournaments, and he's got 8 submission wins in his MMA career. So he has really good jiu-jitsu. His wrestling, I think Arman Tsarukyan is a better wrestler, but I don't think he has better jiu-jitsu. Even though Arman Tsarukyan has 5 MMA submissions in his whole MMA career, his jiu-jitsu is not going to be on the level of Beneil. And I bring up the jiu-jitsu because Arman, the grappling is his wrestling. 90% of the grappling comes from the wrestling. He hardly goes for the submission. If we look at the submissions right here, 0 average, and we have almost a 1 average submission per 15 minute for Beneil Dariush. And I think honestly Beneil Dariush off his back is what's going to make Arman not want to wrestle. This is going to be UFC 268 2.0, Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman, where both guys were great grapplers, and they struck. They striked. They were boxing for 5 rounds straight. Excuse my English. This is definitely going to be one of those things where it's Usman and Covington 2.0. I think if Arman takes down Beneil, there's a threat of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And Arman's never been submitted, but he doesn't want to risk losing that way. I think they're going to strike for 5 rounds. They're going to kickbox each other for 5 rounds, honestly. And this ends in a finish. I don't think this fight goes past round 3. Because we got Arman Tsarukyan, who's powerful. That power, he's so short and stocky, and he's huge for 155. Look at the man. But the reach advantage is in favor of Tsarukyan, which is a little odd, but only by half a centimeter, though. What is that, half an inch, half a centimeter? Half an inch. And I will say Beneil is taller, so that's going to be a good advantage. He's going to use the jab. He's going to use the 1, 2, 3. He's going to keep his distance with the leg kicks and the teeps. But I think Tsarukyan is much more explosive and he hits a lot harder. I think Tsarukyan is the better striker. 100%. I think Tsarukyan is the better striker, and I do believe Tsarukyan could knock out Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush has been knocked out before. Look what he was doing to Edson Barboza just to get knocked out. Barboza was losing that fight before the knockout. Not in a dominant decision loss. It wasn't like if it went to decision, Beneil would have won by 50-45 or 49-45 or 49-46. No, it was just a clear-cut win for Beneil before he got knocked out. And I'm bringing up that past fight. That was a long time ago, and I'm bringing it up, though, because Beneil can get cracked. We seen Charles Oliveira crack him with a right straight into a rear head kick, the same side head kick as your right hand, from the orthodox position, of course. And I think going into this fight, Tsarukyan is going to pressure forward most of the time, honestly, because he's shorter. He's going to go in pressuring with those punches and those kicks. And I think Tsarukyan, I'm predicting a round 2, round 3 knockout by head kick. I just have a feeling he's going to try to recreate that because he sees that those head kicks. And in the past, Beneil has ate some head kicks by other opponents. He has been excuse me, I'm tired. It's like 9:30 at night when I'm recording this. I know December 2nd isn't until like 2.5 weeks away, but I thought I would do an early prediction. And I think Tsarukyan is going to win by head kick knockout round 2, round 3. And honestly, no matter who wins, it's a 50-50 coin toss. But I don't think this fight goes past round 3, honestly. Because these guys are such dogs, and they dog it out, and they both can just slug it out for 5 rounds. But I don't think it makes past round 3 with Beneil's jiu-jitsu and Arman's striking. Not saying Beneil only has jiu-jitsu. He can strike. You see UFC 280 when he dropped Mateusz Gamrot with that left overhand over the top. As Mateusz, he was like shooting in or trying to change levels. It looked like he was going low and then got hit by... Let me look it up actually.
To the depth of the lightweight division, right? Normally a guy with 7 fights in a row. He will have fought or is fighting for the championship.
Dang, okay, that was... What was he going for? What was that level change? A leg kick. He was going for a leg kick and he got cracked on the chin. Hear that punch. Bam. the way he sets up is he knew he was gonna go for the leg kick, and he just wings that overhand. We're talking right on the temple. I do believe from that clip alone, we know Beneil can have timing. He can, those fight adjustments, Beneil can make those adjustments in time. The way he threw that overhand, as I'm looking at it, I know it's a short clip, but the way he threw that overhand, it looked like he knew he was going to throw a leg kick, so he threw it. It was perfectly well timed. Beneil's not the type of guy who just wings an overhand because he hopes it lands. That shot was set up. It was like he knew that calf kick was coming, so he threw that overhand and timed it perfectly. And honestly, I think watching that clip, my pick, I don't know if I would still pick Arman Tsarukyan by finish, because they both can crack really, really good. Arman has power, Beneil has power, but I would still have to go with Arman Tsarukyan. I would say round 2 or 3. I just have a feeling no matter who wins, whether it's Beneil or whether it's Arman Tsarukyan, these fights do not go past round 3. They do not go past round 3. But that's my UFC Fight Night December 2nd, Moody Center, Austin, Texas Fight Night card prediction. Not sure what you call it. It's a long name, but I'm not really sure what you would call it. UFC December 2nd Fight Night, maybe UFC Fight Night December 2nd. Not really sure what you would call it. But that's my prediction for the main card. Prelims, I'm not really familiar with any of those fighters except Clay Guida and Miesha Tate. But spread love, peace, and positivity. I'm not going to be one of those subscribers who bait. I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers who begs for likes, views, and subscribers, and free to comment down below. I'm only going to say this once, and maybe once every 15 or 60 videos or however many I make. I'm not going to beg for subscribers, but if you do enjoy this little video I made, I know it's not really the best production. Sorry for the noises in the background. I'm on the PC, and the fan is a little loud, so I'm not really sure how to turn the fan down. It's inside the PC, you know. You can't just take out the fan. So sorry for the fan noises, but like, subscribe, comment, share if you want to. I'm only gonna ask it once. I'm not gonna beg for it. But spread love, peace, and positivity, and everyone enjoy your night. God bless.